tonight.
It's hard to believe that we're about to run 21 Ks.
It's the final test before the big one.
We've been training for this since day one.
For the winner, an incredible reward.
The unique opportunity that could see them do very well in this competition.
Bodies and minds on the line.
I wanted to finish, and that was all I could think about.
Who has the strength and determination to win?
I don't think I've ever really put my heart and soul into anything like I have with this 21K race.
The race day was finally here for the 21-kilometre half marathon. It was a really lovely spot in a national park. Weather was really good. It was kind of cool, which is perfect conditions for running, not too much heat.
Only a matter of weeks ago, we walked in as obese people, and it's hard to believe that we're about to run 21 Ks.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Haley.
Welcome to race day. You were given a small taste of what's to come when you had to run a 4-kilometre course. And only a few weeks later, you backed it up with a 10-kilometre run. Today, you'll be taking on a half marathon, 21 kilometres.
We've been training for this since day one, but it's still a daunting thing to think about.
Today, you're not taking part in a fun run. This is a race. And believe me, it's a race you'll want to win. The person who crosses the finish line first will be presented with a unique opportunity that could see them do very well in this competition.
Straight away, I thought some sort of fast track that, I don't know, maybe they get to go home, don't have to do weigh-ins, don't have to do eliminations, just have to lose weight and they get to come back at the end. Something like that.
David, Lisa and Shannon, injury prevented you from competing in the 10-kilometre run. And unfortunately, you're all still carrying those same injuries today. And Rick, you're also on the injured list.
Firstly, Dave was deemed medically unfit even to start. Shannon was allowed to do 200 metres, Lisa was allowed to do half an hour, and Rick was allowed to run 7 Ks and then walk the rest if he felt okay.
Contestants, once again, you'll have the support and encouragement from your trainers, Shannon and Michelle. Well, let's not delay this any longer. Let's get running.
Day one, we got told that we'd be doing this, but Jesus, scary.
I've done everything I possibly could, and I've put my heart and soul into it, and I'm just praying here today that for once in my life, I've trained something and I can pull it off. I really want to do that.
Best of luck, guys, and I'll see you on the finishing line.
Standing at the starting line, I could really feel the nerves kicking in.
Set.
Black eyes, go.
Everyone was just amped. They were ready to go. And Rick took off at a rate of knots. I know he wanted to get his 7 kilometres in a good time so that with walking the rest, he could maybe finish in a place.
Made it over the bridge, and as soon as I was over that bridge, that was my 200 metres done. I think by 200 metres, probably even less of the 4K, I had already collapsed and was already ready to throw in the towel, give up, and not even start my Biggest Loser journey. Now I've just done 200 metres and I'm annoyed because I'm not allowed to do any more. What a change.
I started out really well, which was a really good feeling because I was just like, oof, keeping pace pretty well. I'm feeling good. I'm in front of Phil and Joe and the others.
Think back to just a couple of months ago. You know, the guy that walked through those doors is a pretty different man to today, huh?
Just a bit.
Rick has been someone that's pulled the pin pretty early on things, never really been that motivated to push through to the finish line on most of the things in his life. What were you negative about back then?
What wasn't I negative about?
As we were running, Rick confided in me what had happened to him in the year leading up to him coming to Biggest Loser. What's there to be so negative about at the age of 20? Tell me.
I don't know, I thought the world was against me with the year I had.
Can you tell me about that year?
Lost 3 mates.
In the past few years, I've had a pretty bad trot. You know, I lost 2 mates in motorbike crashes. I lost a mate in a car crash, an uncle and aunt within a few months, and to top it off, a miscarriage as well. So it really put me in a bad place.
All I had to show for it was 20 kilos.
I think that Rick has shown an extraordinarily strong sense of character to come through a year like that and then to work out what have been the triggers to set him off on a path of bad health and obesity, and now to come out the other side of it, stronger, wiser and fitter.
Coming up on The Biggest Loser, a duel for the top spot.
I got the shock of my life. Joey was right behind me.
And is this the end of the road for Phoebe?
We're done a kilometre already! Woo!
For the 21K, my restriction's going to be to walk as far as I can in the half an hour.
How long does that take you?
10 minutes.
We'll get another couple of those out.
Yeah.
Not only am I proud of Lisa, but her whole family should be proud of her and just how far she's come in her journey and how brave she is. The story so far. Day 1, you and Jana finished the 4K.
That was an achievement.
Well done. You had a visit from your family which reinforced it.
Yep.
This is unreal, isn't it?
Even Jana going last week, I was like, yeah, it's sad, and it's going to be hard without her, but seeing her go and knowing how much it was affecting her made me think I don't want to go. I can't really remember feeling this good inside about myself and feeling like I just want to live my life, you know, on the edge, basically, and grab it by the horns and, like, you know, because I've never felt this healthy and alive inside.
3 minutes to go.
Yep.
How's the body feeling?
Yeah, good.
Yeah?
Tammy's a little bit tight, but it gets like that after.
I'll tell you what, we must be very close to the 3K mark.
I know.
Lisa has been an incredibly courageous competitor, and she's battled all sorts of demons on her journey. But her courage has allowed her to get to the place of freedom that she's at now. Good on you.
See ya.
Mate.
Thank you.
It turned out about the 5.5K mark, I saw Rick starting to walk up the hill a little bit. I thought, this is the time to go. So I pulled around him and got past him, and I thought, this is the time to make my move.
Well, you're past 5Ks now, that's the good news.
Yeah, I know. Last time I stopped at 4 and walked, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Phoebe gives 100% in every competition, in every training session. She never breaks the rules. She plays the game with respect and integrity, and I couldn't ask for any more.
I'm going to do this.
Yep.
You know, I have no doubt, and it's about believing, you know. I'm going to be okay whenever I go home,
Yep.
whenever it is, because I know I'm going to integrate it into my lifestyle. I know I'm a different person, and I'm going home to a positive environment.
You know, it was amazing to see Jenny, how much remorse she had that she didn't ever want you to take the life that she'd had and the pain that goes along with being overweight.
Yeah.
And you're really making the most of it.
That's all I've ever wanted. And Mum used to want the same thing, you know, she'd take me to, you know, weight loss places and all that kind of stuff. I'd hate her for it, I'd absolutely hate her.
So does Mum get an apology when we get home?
Yes, a big one.
I'd put myself in such a lockdown of bad emotions and always being down on myself that
it was impossible to achieve anything because I was never satisfied. And now I am. I'm really happy with who I am. You know, I'm proud of myself.
Anything I've taken on, I've always lost. This is something that I can try and turn it around, but I don't think I've ever really put my heart and soul into anything like I have with this 21K race.
Good on you, Philly.
Shannon, I can't believe you pulled up.
Good on you, mate.
Yeah.
I got the shock of my life. Joey was right behind me.
The feeling that I got when I saw Phil's face, when he knew I was just behind him, I was just like, yeah.
I kept looking back. I thought, I've got to stop this. I started to think, I've got to lift up a gear here because he was barely 100 metres behind me.
I'm going way harder than I thought I would be now.
Go, girl, come on, let's run it into this 10Ks. Good girl. 10 kilometres. Prove it. Prove what you got. Go hit that thing.
I felt really good at the fact that I'd ran the first 10K and I didn't stop and I didn't walk. And, you know, knowing I still had 11 Ks to go, it was a bit daunting, but, you know, I knew I could do it.
Nice work, sister. Doing a 21-kilometre race is a massive challenge for anybody, let alone when you're 130 kilos. So for her, this is probably one of the biggest challenges you could ever set someone. And yet, here she is doing it. I don't think that anybody at 130 kilos runs 10 kilometres. It just doesn't happen every day.
4.5 to go. Phil has been picked as race favourite, and I think that has put an incredible amount of pressure on him. It was important for Phil's race performance to get rid of the negative thoughts. He's out in front. He should be enjoying every second of this race. And look at you, you're in the top 8 people left to Camp Biggest Loser, yeah. And you're out in front of them,
yeah,
running 21 Ks for the first time in your life.
Yeah.
Looking back at the start and the way that we ran that 4K, there is absolutely no comparison whatsoever to where I started and where I am now.
With only about 4, maybe 5 Ks left, you know, it's so close.
I had Phil in my scopes at about 16K, and I knew if I could get about K in distance, I might need to be able to beat him. I was so excited. It's really where I fired up, and I just wanted to finish that race.
I'll walk with you, Phoebes.
Thanks, mate.
I can't run.
I can't do it right now either.
I'm in no rush.
I had got to 15 Ks without stopping and was like over the moon with that. And then from then on, it all kind of went downhill very rapidly.
Did you stretch up before you started?
It surprised me that I'd just gone from feeling so good about myself and I was like, yeah, I'm doing so well and I'm a warrior, yeah. And got to 15 and I was like, whoop.
I sat Phoebe down because I knew she was dizzy and I knew she had to sit down and get some fluids into her. The medic took over and I told Phoebe, I can't stop, I'm going to cramp up, so she told me to keep going.
I got it, mate. Right. If I stop, I'm not going to be able to move.
I know you want to finish. Just take a second.
I wanted to finish and that was all I could think about. And it was so close, it would be heartbreaking to not get up and finish at that point.
No rush.
I want to finish.
I know you do.
Oh, look where we are. That's a divided road, mate.
Yeah. Doing the last 1K, I felt I could see where the finish line was. I could see it coming. I now know at this point, no matter what happens from here on, you know, there's no giving up. There's one thing that matters, and it's your wife and children, it's your family. It's all you believe in, it's me Bulldogs, it's what I believe in, and that is the key to your life. It really is, and I've learnt that here at Camp Biggest Loser, and I will never, ever forget it.
Hey, guys.
When I saw that finishing line, I was seeing the other contestants there, and I just thought, this really is one of the greatest moments of my life. For me personally, on my own, to have done something on my own, that's something that I set myself for, that I trained hard for, it was just so worthwhile.
And here come the blue and whites. Out they come. The led by Stephen Price.
To win this race at my age is just all the hard work. It was all worthwhile.
Bulldogs forever. Memphis Maverick, Turbo Chucky Doll. This is all for you guys. Thanks for your support. I can't believe I did it, but I did. And your prayers are answered, kids. We did it. We did it.
Right, how's your breathing now? Right. You pain in the stomach?
I was just so exhausted. After 15 Ks, it was like literally hit a brick wall.
Point your feet.
The medic came over and checked my blood sugars and did my blood pressure. I knew I was okay to keep going. I only had a couple of kilometres to go at that point. Okay.
I'll walk with you.
Yep. Look, I probably wouldn't have gotten back off the ground if I was old Phoebe. I knew that I wanted to finish, and that's something that I never would have wanted. I would have wanted to give up, you know, and I knew that I wasn't going to finish with a great time, but that didn't matter because I was so proud of myself for getting 15 kilometres without stopping. I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to back myself to do that.
The feeling I had running that 21K race is just a feeling I haven't had for a very long time. I was free, I felt free. Very first weigh-in here at Camp Biggest Loser, I weighed in at 179.9 kilos, and I was sogging and crying and carrying on up on them scales, and I was a beaten young fella. Now I've just run 21Ks straight, and I can hold my head pride. And it's just the greatest feeling. I've never felt anything like it.
In the 10K, I struggled even competing at all. You know, I was fit enough to do it, but my head took over and just, you know, dominated me pretty much. I realise now that it's really important not to quit when things are hard. I'm about to be a dad, that's not going to be easy. And if things get hard, I just can't quit.
Hands up in the air, big one!
You know those moments in your life where you're just like, you know what, I am the greatest. And it was running over that bridge and seeing that 21-kilometre finish line come up, and everyone was there, and it was the coolest moment ever.
Beautiful, Caitlin. Good on you, mate.
As I got to the end of the bridge, you know, I just wanted to get to that finish line as soon as I could, and you know, I used up every last bit of strength and sucked up the pain as much as I could to get over there, and you know, I just wanted to power home as much as I could.
Well done.
Phil, Rick, Caitlin, Joe and Phoebe, congratulations, you've just finished a half marathon. 21 kilometres. That's incredible. Phil, you not only won the race, but you powered home in 2 hours, 24 minutes and 18 seconds. That's an impressive time. Now, I told you before the race started that the winner would be presented with a unique opportunity that could see them do very well in the competition. Well, Phil, that unique opportunity is a challenge of sorts.
When she said the word challenge, here I am thinking I'm going to get some sort of reward, so I was a bit shocked actually, but yeah, I'm thinking I had no idea and I was just put off track completely.
And you're going to need some help with it. So Phil, I need you to choose one other contestant to confront this challenge with you. Now Phil, I can't give you any information to help you make your decision. You're going to have to rely on your gut instinct. But what I can say is that the challenge will not only influence your long-term prospects in the game, so will the person you choose.
Not knowing the task at hand must have been killing Phil. Should he take someone that's going to compliment him, someone who he can beat, someone who's a weaker competitor, or someone he sees as a mate?
Phil, who do you choose?
Well, Hayley, it sounds like it could be a bit of a tough challenge by the sounds of it. And look,